All right. That's
All
actually
right.
awesome to end it like that. It's like, no, that's it. That's terrible. And
Yeah.
turn it off.
Yeah. I mean, well timed, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
now comes the drastic refreshing of everybody's ChatGPT interfaces to see when their
Mhm.
preview goes away and it
Yeah.
becomes O1. So we'll see if that crashes the servers today, as it typically does. But yeah, let's just do, like, I don't know, we haven't done this before, so let's maybe keep this 5 minutes here.
Yeah.
So five fast impressions from this. Beth, I want to start with you because you literally said, I hope it's O1. That was what you hoped would come out of one of the 12 days. And right out of the gate, it was the first thing. Not only O1, but O1 Pro at $200 a month, which is very interesting. Still, I would think if you're the right business use case, for most businesses, $200 a month is a drop in the bucket comparatively. $2,400 a year, come on. Like, it's hard to think of something that's more powerful for the right use case. But go ahead, Beth. What was your initial reaction to this?
My initial reaction was, yay, O1. Like, and what can we really do with it? I'm a little disappointed that we keep seeing math and science, not that those aren't really, really important, but those are very specific use cases. And it's saying that it's actually performing much higher than O1 preview in lots of use cases. So I was a little disappointed that we didn't see more business or personal use cases in this, but we can imagine what those would be in terms of personal planning, in terms of taking a variety of factors and putting it together and seeing what's the optimum path forward to achieve a goal or to run a test, so that then you can see whether the pilot that you worked on is something that needs a bunch of tweaking or can move forward. Those sorts of things that I think are more likely use cases for it, but I'm excited. I was excited about Pro too, but most businesses, yes, 200 is a little too steep for my personal budget.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely could see the use case for it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, with O1 Preview, which I believe, Beth, you've used way more than I have, you could not upload files, but clearly they were showing that they uploaded an image there. So I heard them say at the end, like, we're going to be adding more and web browsing and stuff, but clearly he uploaded an image, and that wasn't Pro, correct?
He said yes, but he also said we're going to add uploading files, which I interpreted to mean they're not, it's separate from image. Right. And that was true of whatever it was what were we using for when we could upload images, and then it added other files.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Carl? What are you excited about?
I think, like, so for our business, we're definitely just, I automatically checked, hey, how can I buy this right away? Because essentially there's a bunch of business problems that we are looking at. So it's like, oh, I'd like to test this. And then our other account tested against O1 just to see. So it's more of a, hey, we'll pay for it for the first month and to more of a test. And it's like, if there's that big of a difference, okay, well, we'll make the decision. But if it's not, then it's like, hey, you know what? The $20 a month is enough. It's more of like, hey, what does this mean? But I think it's also, what can we now convey to our business clients, or really any businesses, if they want to actually, does this work? Like you were mentioning, Beth, okay, so math, coding, science, cool. And it actually, in the blog, which is live now, it said case law, which is interesting. But I'd love to see how it compares when you're actually trying to solve more complex business problems, and feeding it not just images, but data, a lot of data, to see where that goes. And I obviously more interested in the API and see where that's going. Did any of you see, by the way, did it have the ability to use voice? Like, could you use O1? Is like, does it have that advanced voice capability? I didn't know if anyone saw that when they were playing with it. I was looking for that because I think that's a piece that I'd just be curious about too.
He mentioned advanced voice mode in the context of Pro, but I don't know that he said that it's on the roadmap for O1 to deliver advanced voice mode, but I would expect that it would.
Yeah.
Here, I'll jump in with my reactions.
Can I just do one more thing?
Go ahead,
Andy, just one last thing I just want to mention. It's nothing to do. I just like the way that they presented this. 4 of them doing a demo, no slick video. Don't introduce some weird stuff. Just get into it. And I like that.
Yeah.
And it's super quick and it's done.
15 minutes in and out.
Yes.
And Sam was in the video, which is,
yes,
I
and
wasn't
Sam was in the
expecting
video.
that, to be honest with you.
And that's it. I was like, cool. I just,
All right, Andy, go for it.
I think it was cool that, you see this kind of convivial culture that's inside at the highest levels of the research science that's pursuing AGI. So I got a little flavor with that group of 4 guys, what it's like for them to banter back and forth and what they're working on. That was fun. I was surprised by how much improved 01 was over 01 preview. Yeah. And it raises the question in my mind, was this because they did more tuning and training on 01, but they had the basic, foundation model of 01 preview, and it was just a matter of training it? And then that leads to, did they train it really carefully to pursue performance on the benchmark tests that are primarily math and coding and this kind of reasoning? So you see a prompt that they put in, which is very simple. It's a simple prompt. Here's the problem. Now go and find the solution to that problem. What you want to do, Carl, in the context of business, is give it a whole bunch of information about the particulars of a current, sort of competitive landscape and what my product does in this thing. That's a much more complicated set of rules to follow or factors to consider than I think the math problems and the science problems are. Because now remember, in the corpus of training data, they would have fed all this scientific paperwork. There aren't as many papers on business strategy. Okay. So I'm not sure that 01 is going to be as good at what we want it to do in terms of advanced reasoning as it will be on the demo that we saw there.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to see what it comes up with.
And I'll just wrap it with my quick thoughts here on it. Number one, this confirmed. I mean, it's what I'm most excited about. Forget 01. What this confirmed for me today is that Sam Altman and others at that table clearly watch our show, because Carl, you weren't here, but I literally suggested data centers in space on Monday. It's Thursday. I don't think that's a coincidence. We literally talked about it because Beth said, Carl and I were talking about data centers, or Jimmy or somebody said data centers in Canada. And I was like, forget Canada, let's go to space. And then Andy threw up some roadblocks and was like, guys, how's it going to get power? And Jimmy said solar power, Andy. And we solved the problem immediately. Now, we did not solve for how there's no movement of air. So how do you dissipate energy? It appears that our PhD level physicist or whatever he was clearly knew more on that topic than us. But I think it's obvious that they clearly watch the Daily AI show, that they're fans. We talked about it on Monday. It shows up on their announcement as an example on Thursday. Clearly no coincidence there. You're on mute, Andy. You're on mute. What are you saying?
I was just saying we ought to just get a simple, post demo credit. Like, thank you, Daily AI show, for your brilliant idea.
Thank you for the idea for 01.
But I did want to say, I thought the demo would have been improved if they ran through the calculation and the reasoning based on room temperature in space. Well, wouldn't it have been impressive if you said, okay, now let me just tell it, no, actually the temperature in space is X, and it immediately produces the recalculation and shows you what the meters squared are required in order for that, because it's going to be far, far smaller than a fifth of the size of San Francisco.
Yeah, for sure. I love the size of that. And then Sam Altman was like, that's not that bad. The guy's like, oh, okay, sure.
It's space. There's a lot of space in space.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in space. Yeah, there's a lot of space in space. Hey, my last thoughts on this, that was obviously one big one that clued me in, but things I'm curious about. They said it's going to be rolling out as they're updating their servers. I've refreshed several times just in case it was that fast. I don't have it yet, so I'm curious when I'll actually get it, as well as the rest of us. 2, I didn't hear about usage limits. Be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure where we are in 01 preview usage limits, and I do not know if they're the exact same usage limits that will be applied to O1. I would imagine they would be. They said it was unlimited at the pro level. And I'm curious, and they said they're going to announce this down the road, but like other things that would be adding to the pro level. So I'd be curious to see down the road if Sora was added, if that ever announced, if that ever releases, if that's added to the pro level at unlimited use. Because it seems, I mean, $200, I mean, look, it's still relatively cheap when you think about the power of it. I think you have to have the right use case. Carl said you might test it out or whatever. You really got to know what your parameters are and like what you are testing, so you can tell whether it's actually valuable to you or not. I can already tell right off the bat, like I'm just not using it at that level, right? I'm not there, so it's totally fine. But I think it's interesting to hear what they're going to do with this new pro level. I like the idea of it, because I do think it can be really, really valuable to lots of businesses. And it's still at a price point. I mean, $2,400 a month or a year is less than you're going to send one person to a conference. It's less than you're going to probably send somebody to a decent level of training. So it's really, really cost effective. But I think you really got to know, to your point, Carl, does it really make a difference for you, your business, over just what you can get at O1? And that'll be the interesting part for me.
Right.
So one of the things I want to mention.
Hang on just a second. So I'm just showing the blog post. It says unlimited access to our smartest model, OpenAI O1, O1 Mini, GPT-4o, and advanced voice. It then has another sentence that says it also includes O1 Pro mode. The fact that it's a second sentence makes me wonder if that's also unlimited or if it just also includes access. So
yeah, my impression was O1 Pro mode was unlimited access. Wait, the Pro $200 a month gives you unlimited access to O1 Pro. I might have misunderstood that, because, like you said, that's a second sentence on there. But
it's kind of recursive. It's Pro mode, and you get access to Pro mode. Well, okay,
exactly.
So I wanted to mention that you talked about token limits, which is important. But the other thing about the O1 model and O1 preview is the latency, because of the thinking interposition. So many of the applications that we think about building for businesses can't tolerate a 53-second calculation. That's not going to work. We want, and especially in advanced voice mode, you want zero perceived latency. It's going to respond immediately. And what I think the pro mode, advanced voice mode is going to do is say, okay, I got your instruction. Give me a minute and I'll come back to you. That doesn't feel like advanced voice mode to me.
I mean, look, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a very short period of time to wait for something that might be solving big problems. Again, I really think this is like, I don't have the use cases, but I really think this is really use case dependent. You said it, Beth. Is it just for coding or math or stuff? And by the way, great. Fantastic. I love that the smart people can use this for figuring out the right proteins. 100%. I love that this exists. This is good for society, it sounds like. But also, like, I think for everybody else, like, where does it really fit in? Where is it super valuable to you? I think there's more to uncover and unpack on this.
I felt like it was, this is great news for academia and for scientific research centers and advanced entrepreneurial efforts that are looking at science and advanced technology.
Yep. Okay. Listen, we'll wrap it up there, because we wanted to do this just as a short thing. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again. We'll watch it, and then we'll give you our quick reactions like we did today. And I think what we'll do, Beth, I'm talking on this live as we're figuring this out. I think what we'll do is we'll chop this up and just do this last half after they did the announcement and make that its own standalone video, so people can go search for it on YouTube and just get our immediate reactions to the announcements. I think that'd be a smart way to do this. So yeah, if you watched this live, I hope you enjoyed it. And this is sort of fun, something different. We haven't done this before, but we'll come back tomorrow. I think they gave us enough on day one for us to feel like, all right, let's see what day two holds. If they can keep the momentum going. They said it's going to be something for developers. So that should be interesting. All right.
If you're new to us, we also go live every morning at 10 a.m. every weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.
That's true. You may just be seeing us because you're interested in what the 12 days of Christmas are. Yes, the Daily AI Show is live 5 days a week. We've done almost 350 shows. If you're just finding us, then definitely go look at our YouTube channel, because you're going to see a ton more content on there and everything else. So yes, thanks, Beth.
Sure. Thanks, everybody. And we're out.